to some of the questions. Here is the first question on your screen, right? So it's a question which was of course given in the OG itself. All of you please try to read it and give me the answer. After that we will try to discuss the question. Okay? Have a look at the question. I am sure that the question is clearly visible to all of you, right? So fortunately my chair and I'm in exactly in the place where none of the words is being hidden because of me. So all of you can see this completely. And listen to Ankit Oja as well. Ankit Oja is saying, guys, hit the like button for Saral sir. So Ankit is a nice guy. You should always listen to Ankit. Be like Ankit. Yes, all of you read this and try to answer the question. Okay, Varun has given his answer. We have got one answer till now, that is from Varun Ranganathan. Others? Okay, I do not see any other answers. Can we start doing it, guys? Let's start doing it. It says automation. Okay, Gagandeep also is giving the answer of E. Automation, however essential it may be to maximize a country's economic production and minimize its costs, should be rejected. The healthcare industry wants to increase revenues while reducing costs. Hence, it proposes greater automation of healthcare. This radical automation of healthcare would cause patients to lose trust in the system, as the healthcare they would receive would lack the personal touch, that according to several studies, patients desire. Which of the following expresses the main point of the argument? So Varun and Gagandeep are saying E, Priyanka is saying D, and Kalyani is getting the answer as E. So what is the question saying? Question says that automation चाहे कितना भी जरूरी हो कंपनी मतलब कंट्री की उसके लिए इकोनॉमिक प्रोडक्शन के लिए, राइट? ही सेज दैट इट शुड बी रिजेक्टेड एंड ही इज गिविंग यू एन एग्जांपल ऑफ हेल्थ केयर इंडस्ट्री कि वहां पे वो रेवेन्यू बढ़ाने के लिए, कॉस्ट को कम करने के लिए ऑटोमेशन करते हैं, और वहां ऑटोमेशन प्रोबेबली सही नहीं है बिकॉज पेशेंट ये चाहते हैं दैट वी शुड गेट अ पर्सनल टच, राइट? इन ऑटोमेशन यू वुड नॉट बी गेटिंग, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे लूज ट्रस्ट, राइट? So which of the following expresses the main point of the argument? तो argument का उसका main point क्या है, वो आपसे ये कहना चाह रहा है, मतलब क्या समझाना चाह रहा है, that's what it is, that's what the question is asking you. Okay, so village blog is also getting the answer as D. Let's have a look at the options now. Due to the economic forces, automation of healthcare is inevitable, but his main point actually is he does not want that automation should be there. Is that right? पहली लाइन में उसने ये बोला कि ऑटोमेशन हो रहा है बट इट शुड बी रिजेक्टेड, राइट? आपको दिख रहा होगा दैट इन द फर्स्ट लाइन इटसेल्फ ही सेज ऑटोमेशन हाउएवर एसेंशियल इट इज, इट शुड बी रिजेक्टेड, वेयर इज ऑप्शन ए कह रहा है ये तो इनएविटेबल है. दिस इज नॉट व्हाट ही इज एक्सप्रेसिंग इन द आर्गुमेंट. सो देयरफॉर आई वुड से ऑप्शन ए इज नॉट द करेक्ट आंसर. वो तो पक्का गलत है और आप में से किसी ने ए आंसर दिया भी नहीं. दैट्स ग्रेट. लुक एट 2. पेशेंट्स डिजायर पर्सनलाइज्ड केयर. दैट्स करेक्ट. But that's just a small point of the argument. That is not the exact point of the argument. उसके argument इस पे नहीं है कि patients क्या चाहते हैं. उसके argument है automation होना चाहिए कि नहीं इसके बारे में. So therefore option B is also wrong. Then comes option C. Trends in the general economy do not apply to the healthcare industry. Now by this option, if this option is true, you are trying to say कि भाई वो ये कह रहा है कि जो जनरल इकोनॉमी में ऑटोमेशन हो रहा है वो हेल्थ केयर पे अप्लाई नहीं होता. बट एक्चुअली द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ दिस गाय, अगर आप पहली स्टेटमेंट पढ़ो तो उसमें ये क्या कह रहा है, ऑटोमेशन हाउएवर एसेंशियल इट इज इट शुड बी रिजेक्टेड. तो वो ये नहीं कह रहा कि ये सिर्फ हेल्थ केयर पे अप्लाई नहीं होता, राइट? वो ये नहीं कह रहा है हेल्थ केयर पे अप्लाई, सिर्फ हेल्थ केयर पे अप्लाई नहीं होता कि बाकी जगह करते रहो, जनरल इकोनॉमी में चलता रहेगा, सिर्फ हेल्थ केयर में मत लगाओ. ये तो उसने नहीं बोला. ये कह रहा है हेल्थ केयर में डेफिनेटली ही नहीं होता, बट इट शुड इन जनरल शुड आल्सो बी रिजेक्टेड. सो देयरफॉर सी आल्सो शुड बी रिजेक्टेड, दो सी इज अ वेरी क्लोज ऑप्शन, बट सी वुड आल्सो बी रिजेक्टेड. डी क्या कहता है, द हेल्थ केयर इंडस्ट्री इज बिकमिंग टू ग्रीडी. सी, increasing revenues and reducing costs is not a part of being greedy. ठीक है, काफी लोगों ने आप में से डी आंसर दिया है, रादर मेरे ख्याल से प्रियंका ने और विलेज ब्लॉग ने डी बोला है. देखिए कहीं पर अगर आप रेवेन्यू इंक्रीज करना चाह रहे हैं, आपका अपना बिजनेस है, लेट्स से you want to increase revenues, you want to decrease the costs, because of which you bring some new technology, right? That does not mean that you are being greedy. That's a part of the business. Everyone wants to increase the profit of their business. Being greedy is something, I mean greedy is a negative word, या वहां यूज करेंगे when someone is doing something wrong with the patients. अगर आप नकली दवाइयां बेच रहे हैं, ठीक है, अपना रेवेन्यू बढ़ाने के लिए, आप बोलेंगे वहां भी तो आदमी रेवेन्यू ही बढ़ा रहा है नकली दवाइयां बेच के, बट दैट्स बीइंग ग्रीडी बिकॉज यू आर डूइंग समथिंग इमोरल देयर. दैट इज बीइंग ग्रीडी. Greedy is something in negative connotation, right? So here he is not being greedy, so therefore even D should not be the answer. I would say that E is the correct answer. The healthcare industry should not be heavily automated. This is what his point is. वो ये कहना चाह रहा है अगर आप सब कुछ ऑटोमेशन भी ले आओगे और हेल्थ इंडस्ट्री में भी ऐसा हो जाएगा, that probably people will lose trust because of that, and patients desire some personal touch, right? So वो पर्सनल टच लैक करेंगे. सो ही सेइंग ठीक है ऑटोमेशन करो, लेकिन इस हद तक का मत करो that everything is automated, and because of that a patient would not have that personal touch. You go to a hospital, ठीक है, आपकी आईज में प्रॉब्लम है, you saw that there is a machine, you just have to take a token of 1,000 rupees, sit in the machine, so machine just checks your eyes and gives you a report, you comes back, you would probably not be satisfied by that. So you always need a doctor who can tell you a little things, you can ask him questions, and he can I mean satisfy you, he can console you as well if you have a problem. This is what he's talking about, that everything should not be automated. Of course many of the medical sciences use automation to cure many big diseases, so of course automation has to be there, but it's not that this has to be completely rejected or completely taken, and taking this being greedy, so that also is not correct. So therefore in my opinion E is the right answer. Now as I said, in these options sometimes people might have a confusion, sir ये क्यों, मुझे तो C भी ठीक लग रहा है. I mean even when I did this question I found कि C और E मुझे दोनों ही काफी ठीक लगे थे, लेकिन C में वो ये कह रहा है डू नॉट अप्लाई टू हेल्थ केयर, तो वो कोई एक एग्जांपल देके नहीं बता रहा कि हेल्थ केयर पे अप्लाई नहीं होता. इन जनरल ही सेइंग ऑटोमेशन वहां मत कीजिए भैया जहां पे जो है पर्सनल टच आदमी को चाहिए होता है. हेल्थ केयर इज जस्ट एन एग्जांपल फॉर दैट. दिस इज व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. ओके, so that was question number 1. We will move on to question number 2 now. Here is question number 2 for all of you on your screen. So this time I am probably coming in your way, है ना, लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से आप पढ़ पा रहे होंगे. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट, द डायरेक्टर ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन शुड हैव एक्सपर्टाइज commensurate with the financial task carried out by the institution. Financial work, sorry. So behind me it is financial work, and options are visible. Only one follows, only two follows, either one or two follows, neither one or two follows, both follows. So that is what the question is. I would like to see some answers before I start discussing this as well. Statement is there, conclusions are there. Varun has got the answer as C. Okay. We have got one answer till now. So let's start discussing it now. Priyanka has got the answer as E. Okay, great. Priyanka and Varun. Okay, you see a link on your chat box as well. So there is a free mock, open mock going on. I mean, in BYJU'S exam prep only. The mock would be from 9th to 18th of September. So you still have time. All of you can write the mock. Anyone preparing for CAT, you can just ask them to write it. It's completely open for all of you. So Kalyani got the answer as B. So let's start discussing this. Dekhte hain question. In the question, there is a statement followed by two conclusions numbered 1 and 2. You have to assume everything in the statement to be true. Then consider the two conclusions together and decide which of them logically follows from the information given in the statement. Gagandeep also got B as the answer. चलिए देखते हैं. Statement कहती है government has spoiled many top ranking financial institutions by appointing bureaucrats as directors of these institutions. तो ये हमें true मानना है. I mean we don't know whether it is true or not, but question says however it is written, you have to assume it as true. कि गवर्नमेंट ने फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट्स को स्पॉइल कर दिया है एंड हाउ हैव दे डन दैट बाय अपॉइंटिंग ब्यूरोक्रेट्स एज द डायरेक्टर ऑफ दीज इंस्टीट्यूशंस, राइट. अब मुझे इसका रीजन नहीं पता कि ब्यूरोक्रेट्स की वजह से वो फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन जो है वो स्पॉइल क्यों हो रहे हैं. इट माइट बी बिकॉज ऑफ द करप्शन, ठीक है, कि ब्यूरोक्रेट्स करप्ट है इसकी वजह से ऐसा हो सकता है. इट माइट बी बिकॉज ऑफ देयर लेजीनेस, कि वो काम ही करके राजी नहीं, इस वजह से ऐसा हो सकता है. इट माइट बी बिकॉज दे डू नॉट हैव द knowledge of the particular institute, right? So what do they do, how do they do, so that they don't know, that might be the reason. So we don't know exactly what is the reason why he is saying so, but we are assuming कि bureaucrat अगर आएगा तो उसकी वजह से financial institute spoil हो रहे हैं. ठीक है जी. Conclusions पे आते हैं. First conclusion says government should appoint directors of the financial institutions taking into consideration the expertise of the person in the area of finance. Now that's a close conclusion. Some of you might feel कि ये सही है, some of you might feel कि ये नहीं है. वो कह रहे हैं उनको ना ऐसे लोग जो है रखने चाहिए डायरेक्टर जिनका फाइनेंस के एरिया में एक्सपर्टीज हो. Now the problem is when he gave you the statement that because of the bureaucrats, right, it is spoiling the financial institutions. So क्या मेरी ये assumption सही है कि ब्यूरोक्रेट को फाइनेंस का जो है एक्सपर्टीज नहीं होता? A bureaucrat also be having an expertise of finance. So how can we assume that if a person with an expertise in area of finance is recruited, that person would not spoil the ranking of this? That person might also be a bureaucrat with a good knowledge of finance. So that again might spoil it. So I cannot conclude statement 1 from this. So statement 1 cannot be concluded. I would call it wrong. Second, the director of the financial institution should have expertise commensurate with the financial work carried out by the institution, right? He should be having expertise commensurate with the financial work carried out by the institution. Now, there is a problem with this statement as well. That problem is you do not need a person at director level who just have the expertise of the financial work carried out by the institution. I hope you can understand. The director of an institute have lot many other things to do. ठीक है, वो फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूट है, उसका बेसिक नेचर फाइनेंस का ही है, लेकिन फाइनेंशियल वर्क के अलावा देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स व्हिच आर टू बी वर्कड इट, राइट. तो सिर्फ उसके बेसिस पे मैं ये कह दूं एक ऐसा आदमी रिक्रूट कर लो, मतलब आप ऐसे मान लीजिए दैट यू आर रनिंग ए फाइनेंस, आपने एक बैंक खोल लिया और आपने बैंक का जो चीफ है वो एक उस आदमी को बना दिया जिसको फाइनेंस का नॉलेज अच्छा है, but he has no knowledge about recruiting people, he has no knowledge about reducing costs, he has no knowledge about supply chain as well, that might be needed sometimes, he has no knowledge about the other things too. So there are so many things, so many other departments which are also needed, and therefore I would say the second statement also is not sufficient, sorry, not concluded from the given statement. So therefore my answer should be D. Neither one nor second conclusion is true. I see that some of you had given the answer as B, some of you had given the answer as E, and one person gave the answer as C as well. But I am sure that now you have understood my point. A bureaucrat does not mean a person who does not have the knowledge of finance, right? So फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट हमारी इसलिए गलत हो गई और सेकंड इसलिए गलत होगी क्योंकि वो सिर्फ फाइनेंशियल वर्क कैरिड आउट बाय द इंस्टीट्यूशन की बात कर रहा है, उसकी एक्सपर्टीज की, लेकिन डायरेक्टर के लिए देयर आर सो मेनी अदर थिंग्स आल्सो नीडेड. So therefore I am rejecting the second as well. None of them is true. That's the correct answer for us, right? As I said before as well, these are all those questions in which you still might have some confusion. ठीक है कि नहीं नहीं मुझे तो अभी भी ये लग रहा है दोनों ठीक है, मुझे तो अभी भी ये लग रहा है सेकंड ठीक है. That is a very common phenomenon. होता है इसके अंदर ऐसा. Okay, चलिए let's move on, आगे बढ़ते हैं इससे. That's the third question. So there is a long question this time, and I'm sure all of you can answer this question correct. And this time I cannot be there in the middle of this data. So all of you please read this and try to answer this. Not that the question is lengthy, I have just put on all the questions along with the data on one single page. Because of that it might look ये बड़ा लंबा question है, लेकिन अगर आप शुरू की directions पढ़ेंगे ना तो question सिर्फ उतना ही है. उसके बाद तो 4 questions है आपके सामने which you can easily solve. तो जरा एक बार पढ़िए फिर हम लोग मिलके आंसर करेंगे. Let's see how many of you answer that correctly. I'm sure all of you are trying this, and that's an easy question, very easy question rather I would say. There is no one in the class who would not be able to do this correctly. I hope the question is visible to each one of you. The moment you have done it or I see any answer, I'll be back and we'll start discussing this. Till now, I don't see any answer from anyone. Okay, let me be back now. चलिए देखते हैं question. It says read the passage below, solve the question based on the information in the passage. Ajay would do 5 tasks A, B, C, D, E starting at 9 a.m. A is the first task and takes 2 hours. B can be done after A is complete and requires 1 hour. Work on C, which would take 1 hour, can start only after A and B are completed. Ajay can do task D along with B and C and would take 3 hours. Activity E with a duration of 1 hour can start upon completion of A, B, C and D. Right? So let's do this. करना शुरू करते हैं इसको. क्या कह रहा है यहाँ पर ये? First of all, the task A will start at exactly 9 a.m. Right? It takes 2 hours. So by 11 a.m. you will have task A completed. You can start B. B can be done after A is complete and requires 1 hour. So by 1 hour, B would also be complete and C would start at 12 o'clock. Work on C, which would take 1 hour, can start only after B. So basically C will complete at 1 p.m. Okay. The point is Ajay can do task along with B and C and would take 3 hours. Now D takes 3 hours and you can start it from any point from here. Right. कहीं से भी शुरू कर सकते हैं and D is going to take a total of 3 hours. I have basically less time, less space, so I am writing it like here. Activity E with duration of 1 hour can start upon completion of ABCD. सबके बाद ही E की टर्न आएगी and E will take 1 more hour to complete. This is what the question has told you, right? I see some answers as well. कुछ लोगों ने आंसर दिए. गगनदीप का C आंसर आया है, प्रियंका ने C आंसर दिया है, वरुण का आंसर भी C आया है. चलिए जी देखते हैं. What is the earliest time Ajay would complete the task? C. C कब सबसे पहले complete होगा? Of course, A would start at 9, finish at 11. The moment A finishes, we start B, finishes at 12. The moment B finishes, we start C. C takes 1 more hour to complete. So by 1 p.m. we can say that task C would be completed. That's the correct answer. So गगनदीप, प्रियंका, वरुण, आप तीनों का आंसर सही था. लेकिन मेरे ख्याल से आप बाकी तीनों आंसर भी काफी फास्ट कर सकते थे. एंड व्हाई ओनली 3 people are answering? More people can answer to these questions. Let's move ahead. If Ajay takes 2 hours for task B, right? तो यहां 1 hour के बजाय वो कह रहा है 2 hours अगर लेता and completes other preceding task without delay, when can he start task E? तो कब शुरू कर सकता है task E को? So if B takes 2 hours, so basically B would be completed by 1 o'clock, right everyone? If B takes 2 hours, A starts at 9, then B starts at 11 and B takes 2 hours. So that means it will be over at 1. Only then C can start and C will be over by 2 o'clock, right? Now D takes 3 hours and D can start any time when B starts because he says he can work on D along with B और C के साथ ही D पे काम कर सकता है. तो डी पे यहीं से काम करना शुरू कर सकता है. सो बाय 2 o'clock यू कैन से एक्चुअली आपका ए भी कंप्लीट हो चुका होगा, बी भी कंप्लीट हो चुका होगा, सी भी कंप्लीट हो चुका होगा, डी भी कंप्लीट हो चुका होगा. इफ दे ऑल आर कंप्लीटेड बाय 2 o'clock, सो यू कैन से टास्क ई कैन बी कंप्लीटेड बाय 2 p.m. सो सी ऑप्शन इज द करेक्ट आंसर. लुक एट थर्ड. व्हाट इज द अर्लीएस्ट टाइम अजय कुड कंप्लीट ऑल टास्क? तो सारी टास्क कब तक कंप्लीट कर लेगा वो? अर्लीएस्ट टाइम. अर्लीएस्ट के लिए तो अब तो वापस मैं इसी पे चला जाऊंगा. बी वुड अगेन डू द टास्क इन 1 hour. ये तो सिर्फ इस क्वेश्चन का डेटा था ना 2 hours वाला. ए कंप्लीट होगी 11 बजे, बी विल कंप्लीट एट 12, सी विल कंप्लीट एट 1. डी 11 बजे ही शुरू कर दोगे तो डी भी 2 ही बजे कंप्लीट होगी इन 3 hours. सो डी स्टार्ट्स एट 11 and D will be completed at 2 o'clock and then E starts. E will take another 1 hour and E will complete at 3 p.m. So at 3 p.m. you can say all the tasks are going to complete. At 3 p.m. all the tasks are going to complete. That's correct, Varun. You have given the right answer. And the last one, Ajay were to start task D after the completion of C. Complete करने के बाद and take a break for an hour. Then when would he complete all the tasks? तो ऐसे केस में तो वो A शुरू होगा 9 बजे. Then B will start at 11. C will start at 12. C will get over at 1. वो कह रहे तब D को शुरू करो. D will get over at 4. Then he takes a break of 1 hour. So basically E will start at 5 and E starts at 5. So E will be over at 6. So by 6 p.m. all the tasks would be complete. Now this is a different kind of question. You might not have seen such kind of questions in Maharashtra CET or CMAT और कोई भी और एग्जाम की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे होगे तो इस तरह के क्वेश्चन आते नहीं है. थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट तरीके का है, राइट? So therefore only I thought of discussing these kind of questions. कि जो क्वेश्चन सब जगह आते हैं वो तो हम लोगों ने काफी बार किए हैं. So I thought we should be discussing such questions before than the others, right? So that's the answer for this question. We will move on to the next question. That was an easy one, I am sure. आप सभी लोग सही कर पाए होंगे. So here is the next question for all of you. Let me see how many of you give a right answer to this. Which number should replace the question mark? Now this is though a question of the type that you have already done. Try it once. क्या आंसर आता है आपका? Which number should replace the question mark? This is a question I am sure that all of you can answer before I start discussing. Such questions you have done many a times before. And I do not need to give you the hint for this question. You would be knowing that is the middle number is somehow related to the numbers around it. So Varun has already got the answer. He says B, that is 38. I would like to see answers from others as well. Only Varun keeps answering. Priyanka, you were answering before. Gagandeep, you were also answering. Kalyani. Others who have not answered yet, I would be happy to see the answers from your side as well. Which number should replace the question mark? What should come in the last circle in the middle? Anu has given the answer as B. Okay, Anu. Sanket has got 28, but okay, 38. Probably writing mistake, huh? Typing mistake. Chaliye, let's do this. 8437 gives you 44, 7849 gives you 31, 56210 will give you what? So that's what. So basically 8, 4, 3 और 7 का हमें use करना है. So you can try them. 8 plus 4, 12 plus 7, 19 plus 3, 22. It is double of 22, right? 8 plus 4 plus 7 plus 3 उसका double है. 7 plus ये तो किसी का double है ही नहीं. It's a prime number. इसका मतलब ये logic तो नहीं use होगा. What else? 8 into 4 is 32. 7 into 3 is 21. 32, 21 does not give you 44 in any ways. और कोई तरीका? 8 into 3 is 24. 4 into 7 is 28. 24 and 28 is 52. वो भी आंसर नहीं दे रहा है. But when I take 8 into 7, which is equal to 56, 4 into 3, which is 12, 56 minus 12 is 44. Similarly, 7 into 9 is 63, 4 into 8 is 32, 63 minus 32 is 31, and therefore only 5 into 10 is 50, 2 into 6 is 12, and 50 minus 12, 38 should be the right answer for this question. And yes, everyone has given the right answer. Varun, Anu, Sanket and Gagandeep, all of you have given the right answer to the question. That's great. Okay, correct guys, very good. Let's move on to the next question. Here is the next one on your screen, which is a question from Venn diagram. Let me see how many of you answer this correct now. Venn diagram again is a type of question that all of you have done before. So you must be knowing about it. Let me see how many of you can answer this fast. All of you have done such questions before. In a marriage party, 278 guests were present. 20 guests took Pepsi and Dew, 23 took Dew and Sprite, 21 took Pepsi and Sprite, and 9 took all three. It is also known that there were equal number of bottles of each of the three kinds. How many guests enjoyed Dew or Sprite but not Pepsi? How many guests enjoyed Pepsi and Dew but not Sprite? Slightly long question. We can do it together also, I think. Right? Let's start doing it. So we have Pepsi, we have Dew, and we have Sprite as well. Pepsi, Dew, and Sprite. Okay. He says 278 guests were present. So 278 people are there. 20 guests took Pepsi and Dew. So sorry, 20 guests took Pepsi and Dew. So 20 people had Pepsi and Dew. So Pepsi and Dew is 20 people. That means this complete thing is 20. Keep that in mind. But here he says that 9 guests took all the 3 cold drinks. So if this is equal to 9 and total is 20, so 20 minus 9 is 11, right? 23 guests took Dew and Sprite. So Dew and Sprite is 23. So this total is 23. So 23 minus 9, 14 is this area. And 21 guests took Pepsi and Sprite. So this complete is 21. Out of the 21, 9 are here. The 21 minus 9, that is equal to 12. Right? This is the normal method of solving these questions, and 9 people took all the 3. So of course it was a question given in the OG. I found probably the wrong solution for this question. आई थिंक द सॉल्यूशन दैट दे हैड गिवन फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन, उसमें उन्होंने एक छोटी सी मिस्टेक मेरे ख्याल से की हुई थी, मतलब जो मुझे तो पक्का ही मिस्टेक लगी जहां तक मैं जानता हूं इन चीजों के बारे में, दैट इज दैट व्हेन यू से 20 पीपल टुक पेप्सी एंड ड्यू, दैट मींस दे टुक पेप्सी एंड ड्यू और द थर्ड थिंग एज वेल, राइट? इट्स नॉट दैट कि वो पेप्सी एंड ड्यू ही है, तो मैं इस एरिया को 11 नहीं लिखता हूं, समझ रहे हैं आप मेरी बात? I do not write only this area as 20. This complete area is 20. So according to that we should have written it, right? तो हम उसी से करेंगे जो सही होना चाहिए. It is also known that there were equal number of bottles of each of the three kinds. इसका मतलब पेप्सी की बॉटल्स और ड्यू की बॉटल्स और स्प्राइट की बॉटल्स जो थी वो टोटल इक्वल थी. एक और चीज, he did not say that every person took at least one of the drinks. अदरवाइज तो आंसर कैन नॉट बी डिटरमाइंड हो जाता क्वेश्चन का. सो प्रोबेबली ही इज अज्यूमिंग कि 278 गेस्ट है तो उन्होंने सब कुछ एक ना एक ड्रिंक लिया ही होगा. सो व्हाट इज द नॉर्मल वे ऑफ सॉल्विंग? लेट्स कॉल देम ए बी सी. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, people who took Pepsi, they are A plus 11 plus 9 plus 12. 11 plus 9 plus 12 is equal to 32. People who had Dew, they are B plus 11 plus 9 plus 14, that is equal to 34. And people who took Sprite, they are C plus 12 plus 9 plus 14. 12 plus 9 plus 14 is 35. And he says they all are equal. So can I say A plus 32 is equal to B plus 34 is equal to C plus 35? उससे फायदा क्या होता है? By these two I can say B is equal to A minus 2. And by these two I can say C is equal to A minus 3. A तो A है ही, B is equal to A minus 2 and C is equal to A minus 3. So by that I get this as well. Plus all of these values should add up to 278 as well. So A plus B plus C plus 11 plus 9 plus 12 plus 14, this should also be equal to 278. So I would just solve it now. B की जगह लिख दूंगा A minus 2, C की जगह लिख दूंगा A minus 3. ये बन गया आपका 20 plus 26 46. 46 उधर जाके माइनस हो जाएगा, you will have 232. So I have 3A is equal to 232 plus 5, that is 237, और A is equal to 79. A की वैल्यू 79 आ गई मेरे पास. A 79 है तो B की वैल्यू कितनी आ जाएगी? 79 minus 2, that is 77. C कितना आ जाएगा? 79 minus 3, that is equal to 76. So basically I can just fill up these values now. ठीक है, अब तो मैं इनको फिल कर सकता हूं सीधा सीधा, तो इनको फिल कर देते हैं एक एक करके. क्या क्या बनेगा? So here I have 79, here I have 77, and here I have 76. I can answer the questions now looking at these figures. एक एक करके करते हैं. How many guests enjoyed Dew or Sprite but not Pepsi? ध्यान दीजिएगा, Dew or Sprite but not Pepsi. So either they should be in Dew or they should be in Sprite, but they should not be in Pepsi. So that means we are looking for these 76, these 14, and these 77. So 76 plus 14, which is equal to 90, plus 77, it is 167. So A option becomes the right answer for us. 167 is the total number of people who like Dew or Sprite but not Pepsi. Second, how many guests enjoyed Pepsi and Dew but not Sprite? Now they are straight away 11, Pepsi and Dew but not Sprite. So therefore the answer for this question should be option E, that is equal to none. So these are the two answers for us. I hope all of you got it. ये सबको समझ आया है, किसी को कोई इशू नहीं है इसमें, राइट? इट वॉज एन ईजी क्वेश्चन टू डू, लेकिन थोड़ा सा लेंदी है. अगेन फिर से जैसे मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया, द काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट एनमेट आस्क यू, अब आपने वेन डायग्राम शायद पहले भी पढ़ा होगा, बट दीज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर एक्चुअली डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दोज काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दैट वी हैव सीन बिफोर. ओके, चलिए फटाफट आगे बढ़ते हैं इससे. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. हियर इज द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन एंड आई एम श्योर ऑल ऑफ यू कैन आंसर दिस फास्ट. अगेन करिए जरा एक बार. फर्स्ट लाइन दोबारा बताना. फर्स्ट लाइन में सिर्फ ये लिखा हुआ था गगनदीप कि टोटल लोग 278 है, तो तीनों सर्कल्स में मिला के जितने भी लोग आने चाहिए दैट शुड हैव बीन 278. हाय हर्ष सर, सीईटी स्लॉट 2 99.92 परसेंटाइल आया, कैसा स्कोर है? पता तो तुम्हें भी है कैसा है हर्ष? नहीं, 99.92 ऑफ कोर्स इज अ गुड स्कोर. हु वुड कॉल इट अ बैड स्कोर? Sir, CET General 97.76, non-engineer college. हाँ, परम with 97.76 पे of course you would not be able to get, I mean, that SIMSRI and Jamnal Bajaj, chances are pretty less, right? The next best college probably you can get कुंभा मिल जाएगा आपको आराम से वैसे तो. Oh, Priyanka, I have already moved on to the next question. So you can watch it in the recorded part as well. If you do not get it, you can put it in the comment section. I would answer there, whatever doubt you have. जेबी के हिसाब से पूछ रहे हो. जेबी के हिसाब से टच एंड गो सिचुएशन है मेरे ख्याल से. हो भी सकता, नहीं भी. हर चांसेस मुझे कम लग रहे हैं वैसे 99.92 पे. सीट्स इतनी कम होती हैं तो वैसे ही चांसेस कम हो जाते हैं. हाँ जी, जरा आंसर बताइए क्या आ रहा है इस क्वेश्चन का आप लोगों का. Shall we start doing it now? ठीक है, फटाफट करते हैं. How many pairs of letters are there in the word children such that each pair has as many letters between them in the word children as they have in the English alphabetical series? चलिए जी. So जितने इंग्लिश अल्फाबेटिकल सीरीज में उनके बीच आते हैं उतने ही यहां आने चाहिए. दिस इज व्हाट द क्वेश्चन इज. सो पहले मैं सी से काउंट करना शुरू करता हूं. सी डी ई एफ जी एच आई जे. सो नो लेटर केम, राइट. बेसिकली आप वहां से काउंट करना शुरू कर दो जहां पे वही लेटर आ जाएगा जो आप काउंट कर रहे हैं. इसका मतलब दैट इज वन ऑफ द पेयर्स. नाउ काउंट फ्रॉम एच. एच आई, ये तो पहला ही आ गया. सो फर्स्ट पेयर इज एच एंड आई. ठीक है, दे हैव एज मेनी लेटर्स बिटवीन देम एज इन द अल्फाबेटिकल सीरीज. नेक्स्ट, एच आई जे के एल एम एन. सो एच एंड एन इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द पेयर्स. सो वी हैव गॉट टू पेयर्स टिल नाउ, राइट. एच आई एंड एच एन. नाउ लेट्स स्टार्ट काउंटिंग फ्रॉम आई. आई से शुरू करते हैं. आई से शुरू करेंगे तो आई जे के एल एम एन. तो आई और एन भी एक पेयर आ गया. I and N is also one of the pairs. Now let's start with L. L M N O P नहीं आ रहा कोई भी. D से शुरू करते हैं. D E F G नहीं आ रहा. R से करते हैं. R S T. E से E F कोई भी नहीं आया. तो यहां से तो अभी हम लोगों को वी गॉट ओनली 3 पेयर्स. लेकिन एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट यहां पर है, वो ये, यू डू नॉट हैव टू काउंट ओनली फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट. हो सकता है राइट से लेफ्ट अगर मैं चलूं तो उनके बीच में सेम लेटर्स आ जाए. So even that has to be taken care of. So now start counting from here as well. N O P Q R S T U. एक भी नहीं मिला. E से शुरू करते हैं. E F G H I J K. So E and I is also one of the pairs which you have got when you started counting from reverse. E and I, they have same number of letters. R से करते हैं. R S T U V W एक भी नहीं है. D से. डी ई एफ जी एच एक भी नहीं है. एल से. एल एम एन ओ नहीं है एक भी. आई से. आई जे के एक भी नहीं है. और एच से भी नहीं है. सो देयरफॉर अल्टीमेटली वी हैव अ टोटल ऑफ 4 पेयर्स. तो 4 इज द आंसर. एक बहुत कॉमन मिस्टेक होती है इस क्वेश्चन में. कई बार बच्चे 3 आंसर दे देते हैं. वी काउंट फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट बट वी फॉरगेट टू काउंट फ्रॉम राइट टू लेफ्ट. So that was an important point over here which we normally forget. So therefore I thought of discussing this question. I am sure that all of you have understood it now. So these are the 4 pairs for which it is possible. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's move on to the next question which is again a question from verbal reasoning. Let me see how many of you answer this question correctly. In the last question only Gagandeep answered. So I am expecting a few more answers this time. Please try to answer as soon as possible. डी एंड एच भी होगा ना. संकेत डी और एच तो नहीं बन रहा था यार मेरे ख्याल से. अगर आप पीछे से काउंट कर रहे थे संकेत. सी डी ई एफ जी एच नहीं, वो डी और जी बन रहा था संकेत. ध्यान से देखते डी और जी आ रहा था. एच जो था वो सी पे आके आ रहा था. एक बार लिख के देखो दोबारा संकेत, यू विल गेट इट. Okay, we see the next question on the screen now. Let's start doing it. The question presents a situation and asks you to make a judgment regarding that particular circumstance. Answer the question solely on the basis of this information. So now information is given, on the basis of this you have to answer. Illegal, adulterated and local alcohol that is largely in supply in the city has become a matter of concern for the citizens and administration. A meeting was called up which involved local people as well as to discuss the situation. The local people claimed that the administration is not doing enough to deal with the situation. You are representing the administration. What should be your reaction to these claims? So basically the question says we have illegal and adulterated alcohol in the supply, right? And now people are saying that no, administration is not doing anything to rectify this. You are representing the administration. What are you going to do? That is what the question is. Let's look at the options now one by one. First option. Tell them the real problem lies with people of the city who support the business by buying illegal and adulterated alcohol, not the district administration. So being the part of administration, you can't say कि नहीं नहीं तुम खरीदते ही क्यों alcohol? Are you are selling it. If you are selling it, then if you are saying that people are at wrong, if they are purchasing it, then first place you are at wrong because you are selling it, right? So if the administration itself is selling it, it can't tell people to stop buying it. Otherwise, you should stop selling it straight away. So this, of course, has to be wrong. Second, tell the citizens to refrain from buying local liquor. That's again the same thing. Third, explain that this problem occurs quite frequently and it is the responsibility of individuals in the city only who run such business to stop such activity. It is not the duty of district administration to handle such situation. If that is the scenario, then what is the administration for, right? You are saying this problem keeps happening. Now it is your job, the individual job, to stop such activities. If individuals will go to those vendors, the alcohol vendors, it is not their job to go there, go to them and ask them that okay, you stop selling this. So that has to be wrong, right? C option is just saying it is just transferring the responsibility from yourself to some other person. कि देखो ये तो मेरा काम ही नहीं है, तो तुम लोगों का काम है, तुम करो. You are from administration. Your job is to administer, and you are telling people to administer it. Of course, has to be wrong. This again cannot be correct. Begin by telling the group that the district administration needs the cooperation of citizens to find a solution for this problem that looks feasible. That okay, we are administration, we take the responsibility, we will do that, but yes, we need some cooperation from you. Now, cooperation is something different. Putting the responsibility completely on them, that is different. And lastly, it says, do not say anything, let others speak on the issue. Then what are you for? Right? So D option is the correct answer for this question, that you should just take cooperation from the other people and then bring a solution to the problem. Okay, so D option is the correct answer, and Sanket got it correct. Priya, I hope you got the confusion cleared, that why between C and D we are choosing D as the answer and why not C. C is just basically transferring the responsibility to other people, which is never considered as a good solution. Okay. चलिए जी आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's move on to the next question. Here is a question on syllogism as well now, and I think after that we have just one more question. So please try this question, guys, and after that we will close the session as well. Try this question, all of you. Syllogism you have done a lot many times. I am pretty sure that all of you would be able to do it well enough. Priyanka, probably D you are saying for the previous question, right? Not for this question. Let's start doing this question now. So we all know what is to be done in syllogism. It says all pens are instruments. So let's say these are the pens. So all pens are instruments. So these are the instruments. All pens are instruments. Some green things are instruments. Now some green things are instruments. So circle of green will intersect with instruments. So the circle of green can be like this. It intersects with instruments, but not with pens. It might be like this as well, that it intersects with pen as well. It might be completely above pens as well. So there are many possibilities. Let's check the conclusions. All pens are green. All pens can be green, right? But when you say all pens are green as a conclusion, it should be completely true in all the cases, which is not the case. So conclusion 1 is not correct. Therefore, D option cannot be the answer. E option cannot be the answer. Second, all green things are pens. That is again wrong. So therefore, second is also wrong. This option is also gone. Some instruments are green. That's basically saying this statement again, है ना? ये तो इसी को बोल रहा है. If some green are instruments, some instruments are also green. So this is correct, and therefore B option has to be the answer. All instruments are pen is of course wrong. So we have got the answer as B only. So option B is the correct answer. That was a simple question, and this brings us to the last question of the day. I would like to see a lot many answers for this last question at least. Very simple question, but again a kind of question which is very new to some of the other exams, but NMAT keeps asking these questions. Here is the question on your screen. The rectangle represents the bachelors, square represents Delhi metropolis, circle represents the English language, the triangle represents tourists. Which of the following is not true? These numbers are telling you that this area, right, where the number is written, that area is basically having at least one person. So basically, if I look at where 1 is written, 1 is only in a rectangle. It is not in a square, not in a circle, not in a triangle. So 1 is representing the people who are bachelor because वो rectangle के अंदर है, but it is not from Delhi क्योंकि square में नहीं है. They do not speak English because वो triangle में नहीं है, and they are not the tourists because वो circle में नहीं है. So therefore, 1 is representing only bachelors having nothing else, and there is at least one such guy. सिमिलरली जहां 2 लिखा है उस एरिया में एटलीस्ट एक आदमी है, 3 में एटलीस्ट एक आदमी है, ऐसे करके देयर आर डिफरेंट एरियाज एंड ईच एरिया हैव एटलीस्ट वन पर्सन इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया. नाउ दीज आर द क्वेश्चंस फॉर यू दैट यू हैव टू आंसर. आपको बताना है इसमें आपका आंसर क्या आता है. ही सेज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट ट्रू. इनमें से कौन सा सही नहीं है, करके देखते हैं. सम इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग बैचलर्स लिव इन दिल्ली. इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग मींस circle, speaking bachelors means rectangle, live in Delhi means square. इसका मतलब कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो सर्कल में भी हैं, रेक्टेंगल में भी हैं, स्क्वायर में भी हैं. और सर्कल, रेक्टेंगल, स्क्वायर सब में कौन सा एरिया आता है? इफ यू लुक एट 3, द रीजन वेयर 3 इज रिटन, 3 इज द रीजन जो सर्कल में भी है, रेक्टेंगल में भी है और स्क्वायर में भी है. सो देयर आर पीपल लाइक दिस. क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है विच इज नॉट ट्रू. ये तो ट्रू है. सो दिस इज नॉट माई आंसर. This is not my answer. Second देखते हैं. Some bachelors means rectangles, do not know the English language. Do not know the English language मतलब वो सर्कल में नहीं है, but they are in Delhi. Delhi में है. Delhi में है इसका मतलब स्क्वायर में है. तो वो रेक्टेंगल में है, स्क्वायर में है, लेकिन सर्कल से बाहर है. That area is represented by 2. They are in rectangle, they are in square, but they are outside the circle, so they are represented by 2. तो ये भी मेरा आंसर नहीं हो सकता. Look at C. Some English speaking persons, that means people who are in this circle, are neither tourist. वो टूरिस्ट नहीं है मतलब ट्राइंगल में नहीं है, nor are they in Delhi, और वो दिल्ली में भी नहीं है. दिल्ली में भी नहीं है इसका मतलब ये है वो स्क्वायर में. इसका मतलब कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो सर्कल में है, ट्राइंगल में नहीं है और स्क्वायर में नहीं है. सर्कल में हो, ट्राइंगल में ना हो, स्क्वायर में ना हो, there is no such area. Just look at this. Every person who is in a circle is definitely either inside a triangle or inside the square. That has to be there. So therefore this statement is not true, and C option becomes the answer for us. This statement is not true, and that is the answer. Of course, if you check D, that would automatically become true, and that way you will get the answer. So C option is the right answer for all of us. I hope you understood. See, so these are some of the kind of questions that appear in NMAT. If you like the session, please do press the like button as well. And yes, at the end, I would like to tell you something about the cutoffs as well. So for Narsi Monji Institute, last year the cutoff was 232. The cutoff percentile was this. And similarly for NMIMS Bangalore, the cutoff was 224. Hyderabad was 200. Now this year the cutoffs might be slightly above or below this. All possibilities are there, though last year also the exam was of 360. This year also it is of 360. So chances are it is going to be almost of the same level. So there is a good possibility that cutoffs would be somewhere around this only.